comes down to each and every one of you guys.
In St. Pete's City Council chambers Monday, the Civilian Police Review Committee gathered to look over local police work.
Case 2021-OPS 14.
The case on hand
Policy violation, discharge of firearm at a person.
is the 2021 officer-involved shooting of then 17-year-old Christopher Tonsel during an arrest. According to court documents, in October of 2021, Tonsel was seen fighting with a girl at Wildwood Park. St. Pete police were called, and the department says Tonsel ran into a neighborhood. Body camera footage from responding K-9 officer Leighton Williams shows him chasing Tonsel behind a house.
Put the gun down!
Officer Williams ended up shooting Tonsel in the stomach after claiming he saw the teen pull out a gun with his right hand. Tonsel survived.
Justice for Christopher Tonsel!
And in January of 2022, his family and some in the community protested his charges for aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer and for carrying a gun as a minor.
He gave him so many commands that he couldn't even follow the first one.
Injury to one, injury to all!
They also called the shooting itself into question.
How is it justified? He never pointed the gun at you.
And Monday, the review committee had questions too, largely about what can and cannot be seen in that video because of where the body camera was placed.
It's kind of tough to tell. Things happen very quickly, but I can't make heads or tails looking at that video in terms of what Mr. Tonsel was doing for that. We're almost talking about 2 to 3 seconds.
It's a concern that led to one of a few recommendations for police.
It might be worth looking at just in a number of cases with K-9 officers if a body camera tends to be more blocked than just a regular officer interaction.
And one that was addressed by the city's police chief in real time.
Some officers place it center, some also put it to the right, some also put it to the left. So they're trying to find the best place also to capture things.
Despite the partially blocked view, the committee determined that police documents, a report from the Pinellas County Use of Force Task Force, and the fact that a gun was seen falling near Tonsel's feet gave them a good idea of what happened.
Agreed.
Agree without comment.
In the end, the committee unanimously voted that the shooting was justified. We spoke with the committee's co-chair, Lakita Davis, about their decision after the meeting.
Being able to see the video, having that slow down in slow motion, and actually seeing the weapon drop from the suspect's hands, that is what solidified it for me that this officer was absolutely justified in his actions with this individual. Even in cases where people don't agree, we just want to make sure that we're going back with factual information, that we've done our due diligence on this board to represent the community and any questions that they may have in regards to policies and procedures.
The committee also recommended that the St. Pete Police Department review its policy for filling out reports in cases where deadly force is used. Right now, an officer's supervisor can fill out that documentation for them.
Those things that we suggest create ripple effects within the policies and procedures in the police department, and in turn, it impacts how officers come out and police our community.
It's work that Chief Anthony Holloway has praised.
It's really another set of eyes, another sets of eyes to look at and go like, okay, this is how what the community sees, and this is how law enforcement sees it.
And in a sit-down interview weeks before Monday's meeting, Chief Holloway told us that the committee's existence is just one piece of a push for transparency within the department.
We should be able to explain our action because, again, the public puts a lot of trust in us. So if we can't take that, then shame on us.
And it's a push that he says starts with the department owning the fact that police will mess up.
When you say, well, that could never happen here, now you're setting yourself up for failure. It happened, so that means it could happen anywhere. And how are you going to come up with a policy? How are you going to come up with training so it doesn't happen here? Or the most important thing is, how am I going to explain that to the community?